Hey guys, Teach here, and I think it's about time we let some of our young guns loose on the Europa. Right, so before we get into it, I touched on it at the end of the last episode, confession time guys. I pre-recorded my first 3 episodes for the series, try and get myself ahead of the game so that I can always basically keep ahead. My ultimate aim is to be producing a video a day. So, upon starting editing my first video, it quickly became apparent that the videos were just too chuffing long. So, I've come to the decision that realistically, going forward, I just want to be doing a live com in an episode and a quick catch up for any games that we haven't played. Maybe going forward, if you guys pop in the comments, maybe we can have if there's any requests for having sort of 2 games on the bounce. My main concern is I don't want to be doing half-hour videos that you guys don't even have the time to watch. And the worst of it is episodes 1 and 2 in particular, I've had to cut out a lot of the tactical decision making during the games themselves just to try and shrink the games. I mean, I think the first video was 35 minutes, second video was maybe 26, 27 minutes. It's just far too long. And if I'm going to be, I want to be doing this, and I want to be doing it in a fashion in which you guys don't just see me commentating over when we're going to score, which is unfortunately pretty much the way the first couple of episodes ended up. I want you to see me diving into the stats to see who's creating all their key passes on their team, and who we're trying to close down, and who we trying to sort of stop from taking shots, because that's what I do. If my players get carded, I get straight into the team talk, and I want to get them told to calm your ass down, don't want you getting sent off. And unfortunately, across the first 2 episodes, it's that sort of stuff that I've had to remove. So this episode will be quite short because it was originally planned to be on episode 3 as a 2 game. So when I'm done talking here, we'll get straight over to the selection screen and we'll take it from there. But going forward from this point, the next episode will still be Tottenham Hotspur, who we're going to play against, and prior to that obviously we'll have a rundown of any games that I've had in between, and that's what we'll do going forward. Any suggestions from you guys, any other way you'd want it to play, bang it in the comments. I'll get back to you, or hit me up on Twitter, whichever way you want to do it. But yeah, so let's see what the teams are saying. Here we are then guys, Europa League. So we have been given an overwhelming favourite position here. However, when you see the squad, I do think it's based on our current form, etc., not the squad that I'm playing. There's big names in there, but yeah, we'll take a look. So they've got Hoban as their key player. We've got Wayne Rooney. These are going to be the types of games Wayne Rooney is going to be limited to, with the exception of us picking up any long-term injuries, etc. He's just going to have to deal with it being like that, I'm afraid, because I knew when I wanted to start this career there was certain players that are definitely going to feature, and there are players that would maybe not feature so much, and Wayne was one of those. So we'll go into the tunnel interview. You sprung a few surprises. I'm well within the rights to use the full depth of my squad. You've chosen to leave Paul Pogba out. Sights firmly set on bigger things. You might have a problem. No, I don't feel we need to debate the players' sufficiency. The players are sufficiently motivated for such a match. So a very, very odd formation, and not one that was labelled out to me by my scouts prior to the game. The scouts did say that they'd be playing a 4-2-3-1. However, the 3 midfielders behind the striker all being central. This has surprised me somewhat and shows that they are going to play very defensively. But with Kevin Karani up front, let's have a quick look at Kevin Karani. Wow, 34 years old, still he's younger than I thought he was going to be, to be honest. Obviously, physicals are all down the pan nowadays, but yeah, anyone who's remembers Karani, he was quite a player on FM and in real life, in truth. So, excuse me. Oh, big indigestion by the Teach there. So they've gone out basically as a 4-2-2-2, but very, very, very defensive. This might be a tough one to break down. We'll go on to our squad because I don't really know much about the Israeli league, I'm afraid. I was surprised to see Kirani up there. But we have changed pretty much everybody. So we've got Romero playing in at the goals, as I say. The only games De Gea is going to be missing are going to be the likes of these lower sort of tier Europa League games, etc. Got Marcus Rojo at left back, Roshan Williams from the under-18s at ball playing defender, along with Twinzaba and Valencia playing right back. Out on the wide left, we've got Ashley Young. We've got Fosu Mensah playing a ball-winning midfielder sat in the middle. I do like Fosu Mensah. I think he's going to be absolute quality, not just in FM but in real life. You know, the few games that Louis van Gaal did introduce him in last year, fantastic player. Very exciting for United fans going forward to have players like that coming through the academy. We then have Schneidlin, who is back from injury. This is his first start for Eric Cantona as a manager, first start for us as a manager. And once again, playing Juan Mata out wide right. Again, this is just more to give him game time. I know that Rooney and Mata are probably going to come crying to me at some point. I don't want that to be the case with Mata, hence why I'm going to retrain him. But yeah, Rooney, you can cry all you like. And then, of course, Rashford sat just up off Rooney. We do have a decent sub-bench. We have a sub-bench that does include Callum Gribbin as well, who I do want to try and introduce onto the game if I can, and Michael Carrick as well, having not played. However, the likes of Bailey, Pogba, Depay and Zlatan are there if the shit hits the fan, basically. Whether that'll be able to get us out of the shit, time will tell. But yeah, I'm relatively confident, but I'm just a bit miffed by this formation. But, you know, crazy Israelis, as they say. So, apply team advice. Unsurprisingly, he's not got much advice because he probably doesn't really know anyone in the team. So, what we'll do is we want these guys to shouldn't be winning nothing at all. Let's see. Favourites, show me what you can do. I do want to see, as you can see, there's some match sharpness concerns. However, I've brought enough players to swap these guys out. I did want to make sure that the youngsters got a shot, so I do want to calmly tell pressure's off, go out and play your natural game. Once again, pressure's off, want you to play your natural game. Don't want these kids threatened too much because they're in the starting lineup. Wayne Rooney, as always, assertively, I want to see a good performance because I do, to be honest, if he stands any chance. And yeah, so absolutely zero motivation there. Teach got it all wrong, and let's see how it plays out in the game. So first highlight, as usual, it's just going to end any second for no reason. I always say that in the hope that it's just actually going to put the ball in and I can go, well, fuck me. You know, we'll take that goal, which it very nearly happened by Fosu Mensah. Pardon my French, if you are easily offended there, he's probably going to be... I mean, when this game frustrates me, I suffer severe FM rage. When I get FM'd, you will know about it, and there'll be expletives going everywhere. I might go out my way to try and bleep them out while editing, but you know, can't bank on it. So Valencia now puts it into Young. Young knocks it left of the post, and they'll be starting again back in the Israeli goal. So the way the game started, they've actually got more possession, which isn't a surprise really when you look at how packed the midfield is. Fosu Mensah, Jesus. Unlucky son. Unlucky, he's getting in the positions. They're picking up the possession, but with that many men packed into the midfield, it doesn't really come that much of a surprise as Mata sort of hits and hopes up the wing there towards Rashford. It didn't make its man, but Fosu Mensah now to Rooney. Rashford, Rooney. That was actually a great goal. I'm looking forward to this replay. The way the interchange between Rooney and Rashford there was fantastic. Let's take a look at this. And here we are. So Fosu Mensah into Rooney, bish, bash, bosh. Again, fantastic goal, really well played. You know, I have to hand it to Rooney. One thing I will say, I mean, it's costing the club a lot as Matt strikes a free kick there, goes off for a corner. As much as I don't see him playing that much and he's getting paid a lot of money, he's a good player to have there because he's somewhat dependable if you're not depending on him full time, if you get my meaning. And I think that's the way I'm gonna use Wayne Rooney, unless if he whinges that much, I will let him go if anyone wants to pay the money from him. In fact, Karana, we pointed him out at the beginning of the game. All the pundits were, you know, Roy Keane, everyone was saying, you know, you want to watch out for Hoban. As soon as I seen Kevin Karani, I thought, well, hang on, if you're going to watch out for anybody, you're going to watch out for him. And there we go, first touch, he's still got it. Romero should have had it caught. Does seem to be a matter of the way these replays work on FM. It always looks like the keeper should have had it, but well played, Kevin Karani. But I do feel that we'll be able to come back into this very easily. As Fosu-Mensah, Young, Rooney, Rashford link again. Rashford squirrels it over the bar. If you're looking at the stats, though, they've only had one shot, one on target, with 17 minutes in. As Fosu-Mensah on the edge of the area to Young. At least it was on target. We're now running 7 shots, 3 on target, with almost 60% possession, and we're doing quite well. A few minutes of a gap there, but it's Rashford now. Down the wing, it's Mata. What was Rojo doing up there? There's Valencia now. Down to Mata on the wing. Mata, Schneiderlin. Rashford, Rooney again with a link-up, but not quite there. They do seem to have a bit of a synergy. Them pair might be a decent partnership while hanging on to Zlatan and Martial. Maybe the way it goes forward as Schneiderlin picks it up on the edge of the area to Mata. 2-1. Mata once again proving that he's worthy of a start, however against inferior opposition. But that's 4 goals for Mata now, and I think it's only his 3rd start. So, it's a good return. It's a fantastic return. Look at that. Well played, Juan Mata. Well played, my son. Few minutes between replays there once again, but Schneiderlin picks it up. Edge of the area, out to Marcus Rojo now. Ashley Young turning it into Schneiderlin. Sends it out to Rojo. Is he going to cross it? Well defended by Hannin. Pushed out. Now it's Wayne Rooney on the corner. Sends it across. It's Mata collecting on the edge of the area. He'll play it back to Rooney. Rooney's going to cross it in, but a bad cross by Wayne Rooney. Sort of almost what I've come to expect, unfortunately, nowadays. But going into half time, Fosu-Mensah had picked up a card, but the lads are playing quite well. Wayne's obviously showing an 8.2 due to his goal, as with Juan Mata. But you look at what I'm interested in here is Rashawn Williams. He's only playing a 6.6, so it wouldn't surprise me if we look at the stats here and we look at the mistakes. Yeah, it looks like Rashawn was probably culpable for the goal, I would say. A mistake from a defender normally leads to a goal, which is a bit of a shame. Rashawn Williams is not at the greatest, but what we'll do is we'll just calmly tell him to push on. Guard against complacence there. That's finally got the lads motivated. Obviously Wayne's not arsed. Sort your life out, mate. Don't want to tell him I'm happy. I want to tell him to push on. No, he's not going to let me. Not going to let me. So we start the second half. Obviously Karani getting a goal in the first half. He's going to be dangerous going into the second half. I think if I can steal another goal, what we'll probably do is try and set up to try and retain the victory. Although we are playing low opposition with Mata, unlucky Mata. Although we're playing low opposition, I am trying to be very mindful of the 2 18-year-olds. In fact, Rashawn Williams is younger than 18, but the 2 children basically we've got in the back line there holding the weight of the whole team. So I would like to I'd like to not damage them as much as possible, I think is the best way of putting it. If I can bring more men in to help them try and retain this victory, then it'll be a good morale booster for those kids. As Mata swings one in for a corner, pushed out, another corner from the same side. Mata will be lining back up to take it again. As Mata crosses it in, Schneiderlin, Rooney will get there. Back to Mata. Fosu-Mensah on the edge to Schneiderlin, back out to Mata. This should... Valencia now, back to Mata. Everything seems to be going via Juan Mata down on that right hand side as Young collects. And that's the second time Young's had a very weak shot towards goal, heading into the 60th minute. Now I did say I wanted to play Callum Gribbin, and although Schneiderlin's obviously having a very good game, if we look at his fitness here along with Mensah, to be fair, but if we look at his fitness, we'll take Schneiderlin out of that. However, yeah, so we already have a box to box. We can afford to have a deep lying playmaker there. We've got Rashford and Rooney. I'm tempted to take Rooney for Carrick, and then I want Carrick to play. No, undo. Leave it at that for now. I'll bring Carrick on in a second via the actual tactics screen. I'll bring Carrick in, drop him in front of those defenders who we're trying to protect on the first outing in the first team. Rashford puts it across, and it's a penalty. So Juan Mata will line up to take this. It's going to give him, it's going to give him 5 goals in 3 starts in a United shirt this year, which is pretty good. Yeah, well done, Juan. You know, we expected that to go in. Now it's time. We can really start to protect. So Wayne, no. Do you know what? Let's save Marcus's legs. Bring Carrick on. Drop Carrick back here. You can play Anchorman. Leave Rooney up top on his own. Confirm changes. We will probably also bring Fosu-Mensah off in a minute just so that he doesn't get the crap beat out of him. We'll probably just bring Pogba on for the last 10 minutes. And yeah, so Mata now plays it into Rooney with a delightful ball. Rooney was onside as well. If he would have been able to turn that in, that would have been an absolute joy to watch on the 3D replay. Such a shame. Mata is on fire in this game. So it's Levi now on the edge of the area. Into Gaffin. Hoban, who we were warned about, but he's done nothing yet. Tayeb. Cisse. Oh, Romero with the save. Saving some blushes there. It's a win's a win, no matter which way you look at it. But it's nice to walk away with a couple of goal lead rather than 2. So we will make that last sub now. Fosu-Mensah, I mean, the kid's knackered. He's played a 7. That's grand. I'm happy with that. You know, Rashawn Williams has pulled himself up as well. Again, he's only on low condition, but we will bring Pogba on. Rashawn and Sanzabi will see out the game. Be nice to see if Rashawn can get himself up to a 7 rating. That would be fantastic for him, be fantastic for us. You know, Sanzabi's probably a year or 2 off being in the first team, and Rashawn maybe a little bit longer, but you know, if I can really push these guys on in these sort of lower games, try and give them as much game time and exposure as possible, you know, they can be challenging for the guys who are not so strong. So many defenders in the first team that there's some questionables around Rojo. There's questionables maybe even Phil Jones, who obviously used to be an absolute titan. But you know, I'm going to give them, like I said, I want to give everybody this year, but there's going to be spaces made at the end of this season to let these youngsters have a little bit more freedom for game time. So right, we are going to address it. We're going to say, I'm very pleased with the result in your performance because of these guys who are in the team. Juan Mata, of course, you know, I'm pleased with your performance out there. You played an absolute belter. You know, Wayne played okay as well, but you know, he's not going to get any attention. He's at an 8.3. I'm looking for over 8.5s. When I want to say to someone, you've done well, I'm looking for more than that. So yeah, so the first game in Europe puts us at the top of the group. Looks like Spartak took a win as well from Rapid Wien, which was no surprise. It's going to be us and Moscow pushing out there for that top spot. But yeah, happy days. Pretty pleased with that. Once again, we've not suffered a defeat. Mata there with his 9.2 rating. Swanzabi makes his professional debut. I'm sure he's pleased as hell with that. Same with Rashawn. Callum Gribbin coming on off the bench. You know, so yeah, on that note, guys, we will take a look at the schedule for the games. So we've got Hull and then we've got Sunderland in the EFL. So we've just watched the kids. I'll play the Sunderland game. I'll be playing the kids again, but I do think that we'll be back for Tottenham. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Once again, I mean, if we look at the schedule here, you can't really pay too much attention to the friendlies, but 4-4-2 is working. 4-4-2, as far as I'm concerned, is not only the Fergie way, but it's English football. English football's been invaded by the Europeans, and that's no bad thing. You know, Jose Mourinho brought a lot of tactics with him when he came to England after roaring success in Porto, and it's been adopted. But 4-4-2 promotes great football. Sir Alex Ferguson promoted great football with a 4-4-2, and I'm hoping here and now Cantona is doing the same. So on that one, guys, good night, and I'll catch you in the next one.